Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be talking about Taylor Heinicke and if he can be the quarterback of the future for the Washington football team and some things he needs to do to be able to do that. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content, hit that like button and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video. Also guys, check out WinView, partnered with them for the season. Go ahead and use my link. You guys will not regret it. Let's get right into the video. So Taylor Heinicke has played about 11 and a half quarters for the Washington football team, and in those 11 and a half quarters, he has played really well, and that brings up the question, can he be a long-term option for the Washington football team at the quarterback position? Like I said, every time he's been on the field, he has looked pretty good for the Washington football team. You go back to the Panthers game where he was thrown in there, where Dwayne Haskins was just awful. He almost let it come back there. He looked pretty good. It was just too much of a deficit for, too much of a deficit and a little bit too late for the Washington football team to end up winning that game. And in the Bucs game, we all know that he looked great in that game and the defense just did not show up. And in the Chargers game, he was solid, not amazing, but was decent for us. 11 for 15, about 125 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. And then in the Giants game, he was really good for us and was one of the main reasons why we won the game. And one of the biggest things is the takeaways is that, in all of these games, the defense, they haven't stepped up, and he's still been able to play well, and he's 1-1 as a starter for the Washington football team if you count the Bucs game, and then this game against the Giants. But in both of those games, the defense did not step up at all. You look at the Giants game, Taylor Heinicke was 34 of 46, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he was super clutch. That 2-play drive, and then bouncing back from that interception and being able to lead us on a field goal drive to win the game. That was really clutch by Taylor Heinicke. Yes, he has some mistakes and some flaws. Like that interception wasn't great, but all quarterbacks make throws like that at some point in their career. If you saw the interception that Patrick Mahomes threw against the Ravens, that was just, a mind-boggling interception. And Heinicke, I think, was a little bit of miscommunication, also a little bit of a misread. He also had a few passes that were a little bit high, but for the most part, he put his receivers in position to make plays, and he was just really good in that Giants game. 2 touchdowns, and what I love from this game is that you were able to see a different version of Taylor Heinicke. A Taylor Heinicke from the pocket, which, the first couple games that we saw from him, he moved around a lot more. So, the Giants were giving him more time to, throw the ball, and they weren't, pressuring him as much this game. So I think it might be a little bit different against the Bills, but I like that Taylor Heinicke is able to, thrive in both situations, so that's good. And Taylor Heinicke is gonna have a chance to show if he's a franchise quarterback or not for the Washington football team this season. With Ryan Fitzpatrick being injured, Taylor Heinicke is going to get a lot more opportunities to be the starter for the Washington football team, at least until week 8 or week 9. We have a bye, so I think Taylor Heinicke will likely be the starter by default until week 10, and if he continues to look good like he has the first couple weeks of the season, then I think they won't go back to Fitzpatrick. There would be no reason to, especially if we have a reasonable record considering the schedule we have. I don't expect us to be 1 or 2 or 3 games above 500. If we're somewhere around 500 and Taylor Heinicke looks good, then I think there's no reason to bring in Fitzpatrick, especially considering we're going to have a chance, especially in those last 5 games against NFC East opponents, to really improve our record. But he was really good against the Giants, and if we want him to be a franchise quarterback, he has to continue to stack good games together, and that's what he's done. It's only been 2 starts, but it's been encouraging. But we need to see him play, really well, or at least decent for a few more games. He can have a bad game or two because all quarterbacks have bad games, but for the most part, he needs to show that he can continue to do this. And I am really encouraged from what I've seen because all we've seen is good things from Taylor Heinicke. I would say like the biggest thing with him that is concerning is the durability. He did add some weight though this offseason, which really should help him. And he seemed like he understood a little bit more, like he needs to get out of bounds. That's what he did against the Giants. Really didn't take many big hits, which is great to see. But also he's a scrappy guy, and there's always going to be those plays where he has a chance to get hurt. He's small, but still though, that's the biggest concern for me, and it's not play, which is somewhat encouraging. You look at just why people love him. It's just the journey he's been on. He was unranked in high school, undrafted in 2015, despite having an amazing career at Old Dominion. Cut and waived 4 times, was a backup in the XFL, signed to Washington's practice squad, and then made his first NFL start in the postseason and was just an absolute beast there, and then got a win this past Thursday. So, he has definitely taken advantage of his opportunity, and I think, he has the tools. He's really, really good outs. He can extend plays, which is really what you want in this new generation of quarterbacks. He also can pass from the pocket, which is great as well, but to have that ability to extend plays is very, very valuable, and he can definitely do that for the Washington football team. And he was asked earlier or after the game against the Giants, do you think you should start for the Washington football team the rest of the year? And he says, I do. And I think anyone would. After a performance like that, I think any person would say yes to that. Of course, Taylor Heinicke would. What do you want him to say? No, I don't want to be the starter. But, that's great to hear. He has the confidence. You want to have confidence in yourself. And I really think that Taylor Heinicke is going to take advantage of this opportunity. And if he does, maybe Washington has found its franchise quarterback. Like, I truly don't know. All I've seen is good things from Taylor Heinicke, and I'm just really, really excited to, what's, in the future for Taylor Heinicke. Another great thing, from him in his 3 starts as an NFL quarterback, including the postseason. Taylor Heinicke has completed 93 passes, and that's the most completions by any quarterback over their first 3 career starts in NFL history. That's including legends like Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Dan Marino, all of those guys. And he is the most. So, we'll see what that means for the future. We don't know, but we have seen great things from Taylor Heinicke. And, if he can stay healthy, and if the team around him can stay healthy and step up, I really think he can be a solid starter in the NFL, and maybe even better than that. It's just, again, we don't have a big enough sample size yet. That's why I want to see him play for 2, 3, 4, even the rest of the season, so we can really see what he can do. I don't really think there's a downside of playing him the rest of the season unless he truly starts to go downhill. Another thing is, if the defense can start to step up, I really think this team can do well with Taylor Heinicke because, like I said earlier, all the starts and, appearances Taylor Heinicke has been in, the defense has not played great. So, if they can play great and Heinicke can play solid to, good for us, we can win a decent amount of games with Taylor Heinicke under center. And, our run game has been good as well, so that bodes well with the defense that we should have, So yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are new. And make sure to check out Win You guys again. Check out that link. They got great free contests. And if you guys want to join a league with me where we can all compete against each other, leave your, account info down below or go ahead and DM me. Make sure you guys make an account. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And tomorrow I will likely have a preview video. Friday will be a injury report. Saturday will be the live stream. And Sunday it's game day. Let's go. Peace.